A few years ago, Miss Abby Lee Miller herself left the show suddenly, and next thing I knew, I was stepping in to coach the OG girls through their last season and sadly also through their last dance competition together. Being a part of these OG moms and girls' lives, especially at a time like that, which I consider a huge pivotal moment for them all, really. I have to admit, even if my journey on Dance Moms was not as long, kind of short to be honest, I really had such an awesome time, even though it was crazy moments, but it was definitely a rewarding experience, and I know you guys just want to hear all about it. So what was it like dealing with the moms? What are the competitions like behind the scenes? Is it fake? Is it real? Keep watching and find out. So I knew about Dance Moms. I knew that, first of all, I come from the original Dance Mom, ladies and gentlemen, Cheryl Burke. I mean, she is for sure a dance mom. Like, what's the definition of a dance mom? A mom that lives vicariously through her daughter that dances because they couldn't either afford to dance when they were their age, or they just were doing something else. I don't know. Maybe it's television. Who knows? That's for me a definition of a dance mom. And then I'm not necessarily dealing with just the kids, I'm mainly dealing with the crazy ass moms, and I know how to deal with a crazy ass mom. So I met with the casting director. They weren't really casting at that time at all. He basically created Dance Moms. So the dance studio that all of these like OG girls that you see in Abby, it was like an actual dance studio, and they were all from Pittsburgh. So basically, I go in there and I'm like, oh, I didn't really prep. I didn't know like if he was gonna quiz me about the moms or like, what's your favorite episode? And it was like a quick little like, okay, so you're ready to do other things other than Dancing with the Stars. Your contract's not as strict as it used to be, and great. So it was just like out of sight, out of mind. So we just wanted to get in all these rooms. Cut to literally the next morning, my manager calls me and he goes, you want to be the new host for Dance Moms? I'm like, what do you mean? Are they doing like a spin-off? And he's like, no, Abby Miller walked off set. And I'm like, wait, what do you mean? Like, she's gonna come back? Is this just temporary? He's like, I don't know, you're doing it. Like, and this was when Love on the Floor was just about to, we were about to just leave for Japan. So the timing worked out perfectly, but my days sucked in a good way. Like, I had rehearsal for like 8 to 10 hours for Love on the Floor. Then we had early mornings. I remember getting hair and makeup done like at 5:30 in the morning, every morning, Monday through Friday. And I had to work around the girls' schedules because they were getting homeschooled at the same time. And we had a 45-minute hour window to actually shoot an episode. So cut to, I'm taking over for Abby Miller. I'm the new host of season 7 of Dance Moms, and we are all over the press. You know, I'm saying, and this is like I'm not making it up, this is words coming out of the moms' mouths, that Abby kind of made this experience for the girls traumatic. You know, like just from the clips that I see on commercials or whatever, she's just doesn't handle her emotions very well. And I just did not know my purpose, because I was like, are you sure you want me? I'm not that type of teacher. I'm strict, but I'm silent and deadly strict. I'm not like outspoken or like yelling. I don't yell. This is me yelling, this is me happy, this is me sad. Like, what you see is what you get. Very monotone, but I am definitely strict. I don't let you get away with anything. So I guess I didn't want to go in there thinking like I was going to be Abby Miller, because I'm not. I just needed to quickly figure out, okay, just be yourself, you know, be yourself. And they obviously cast you for a reason. So that's what I was. The casting director of Dance Moms just said like, you are no bull, like, you know, you say it how it is and just own up to that. But let me tell you, the whole experience on Dance Moms and Dancing with the Stars, 2 different shows. I definitely fought with the moms. What I didn't want, I think what was triggering for me, and that was real from Dance Moms, was seeing these moms just being too overbearing. These were kids, the OG cast, the girls were going into adulthood. They were able to talk for themselves. Like, I didn't need them to be all up in my grill telling me that so-and-so deserves a solo because she hasn't had one in years, or they've never danced together. Like, listen, it was a good thing that I never watched Dance Moms, because I didn't come in there with any expectations. I just knew what was good for that moment and with that talent in front of me. Holly, I remember, was the most normal one out of all the moms. Like, she is very smart and she tried to just stay out of everything. So she always went to rehearsal with a book in her face and was just reading a book the whole time until she had to be on camera. And she was always the quiet one, but like the smartest one. I always believe that when you're the quiet one, you are you're the smartest one for sure. Anyway, cut to Nia. Nia was like, she's a woman, you know, and like, again, this is what I went through when I was a dancer, especially ballet. Like, you know, I already had curves at a young age. Nia is basically, I think, fully developed. She has a beautiful, like, womanly body. And I think that one thing that all of these girls had in common, or most of them, especially the OG cast, and Nia has been there the longest, along with Chloe, but Nia kind of lost her love and passion for dance. And it was important for me to embrace the womanhood that she was bringing onto the dance floor, because at the end of the day, she's not going to be the Nia that maybe you Dance Moms followers have followed since she was a baby. Like, she's a different woman now, and so she needed to own up to it and not feel like she had to be self-conscious about her body. Kalani and Kira. Well, Kalani, she was my favorite as far as dancing goes. She is very talented, and she was like very sexy as a dancer. Her flexibility was out of control. The way that she just held herself in general, her balance, and her attention to detail, I really appreciated. But I think Kalani needed, and I think she is currently just wanting to see what else is out there. You know, this is a girl who has dedicated her whole life to dance, and I have to tell you, her mother Kira, though, she was on my list for most of the season. Kira, if you just look at Kira, this is the one thing we do have in common. We both have bitch faces, so like, we're just resting though. It's like a resting bitch face. And with Kira, you just look at her, and even if she's like looking at you, she may not even be giving you a bad look, but she always looks like she's giving you a dirty look. So I was like constantly asking people, what the hell is Kira's problem? Like, what are you looking at? Like, don't like compete with the other resting bitch face over here. But she finally softened up. But yeah, she rubbed me the wrong way. She was very catty at first, Kira, but I loved Kalani. So there was kind of like that whole thing. Anyway, we're great now. Love you, Kira. So Cameron and Camille. So Cameron was the newest dancer out of the whole group, right? So you had definitely the OGs, and then you had Cameron that just basically walked into this drama, you know, soap opera. Anyway, she was, for me, the most talented of all the dancers. I enjoyed watching her perform and practice. The only thing that she needs to work on, and I'm sure she has, is her attitude. When she wasn't being given attention by me or by anybody else, and someone else was getting praised, it was that like rolling of the eyes, or just like giving you the cold shoulder. But her expression through dance, and this is where I relate to her, is just like she takes it all out in the dance. She won't show you the emotion if she's not moving. Her movement helps her feel her feelings. And Camille was the sweetest. Kendall and Jill, you know that like at the yearbook, and they like label you as like class clown? That's Kendall. For me, Kendall totally just lost her love for dance, and there was no turning back. Like, there wasn't. I honestly, like, I knew my purpose every single day I would go on set. It was like, okay, every day it was just like right in front of my face staring at me. You need to at least give these girls an amazing experience for their last few weeks on this show, so they don't ever find dance to be a traumatic thing that they lived through, right? So, but with Kendall, it was like I literally could not get her to wrap around my little finger. And like, I couldn't control the girl. She was the class clown. She made everybody laugh. It was like secrets, and it was all that little jokester. She's hysterical. She should be a stand-up comedian. And then her mother, drama queen. She was definitely there. That's the reason why there's Dance Moms. I think it's between Kendall's mom Jill and Chloe's mom Christy. Those two, man, they could do a spin-off. Chloe is the one I bonded with the most. Chloe's heart is just so pure, and she's also not afraid to be vulnerable, and you can see that in her dancing, but not in a positive way when she would perform. Like, it was her thoughts that played tricks on her. And so I kept telling her, like, I would do the same thing to myself. You know, I did it actually during Dancing with the Stars. This was even like after I competed. My thoughts would just be louder, right? Like, they just kept getting louder and louder and louder, and I would like jinx myself to like be like, oh, I'm gonna forget this step, and then you're gonna forget the step, and I did. And so what she did is she did that times like 20. So I taught Chloe, like, she felt like she could open up to me, and I appreciated that. So I taught her little tips and tricks about like right before you perform. You need to feel the walls, you need to feel the floor, because it does, like with energy, you know, we are just one big ball of energy. So like when you do feel solid, like walls around you and the floor you're about to dance on, and you thank the floor that you're about to dance on, you do feel that sense of like power and strength. And I think, you know, Abby, what she told me was that Abby Miller used to make fun of her eyes and the way that she looked and would be like really mean to her. This whole thing, like, it was so crazy, is that these dancers have danced in blood, sweat, and tears just to get a solo, just to get this validation from Abby Lee Miller, to finally be like, Nia, you have a solo. Nia and Chloe, you guys have a duet. Like, this was the thing. It was like, Nia never got a solo. Chloe never got a solo. Nia and Chloe never danced together. Like, it was like, this was what they needed to accomplish. Christy, I wanted to rip her freaking wig out of her head the first like week, but then she was on my good list. Not the shit list, but she definitely is hysterical. I mean, it's funny because Chloe and Christy are just kind of complete opposites. So, but deep down inside, what every single mother they have in common is that they truly do love their kids. I mean, most of these moms don't even want to be on camera, but you know, at the end of the day, they're pretty like transparent. What you see is what you get. I know a lot of you are asking if these competitions are real. So I'm used to ballroom dance competitions. Like, this whole like contemporary group dancing world is different, right? But at the same time, it's just a competition's a competition. What we do is they do shoot the same number. So let's say Nia has a solo. Nia will be shot doing the same solo 3 times, but the judges only judge the first round. They don't judge them based off the second and third round. Those rounds are just for camera shots and different angles, or else it would be a very boring show to watch just to see it on a wide shot, one shot. So when it comes to that, that is real. The whole competition is real. I mean, look, there's 3 judges and it's up to them, and they give you feedback, they write comments. All these contemporary jazz girls and hip hop girls, they just want to learn how to ballroom dance. So I added this in their last like big group number, and I remember one of the judges came up to me and she was like, "That was just disgusting. How dare you put ballroom moves into a dance competition like this? Suck it." I'm kidding. I hope you guys enjoyed my stories. I have to admit though that being a part of Dance Moms, even if it was only for a couple of months, I have to say it was definitely one of the highlights of my career so far. I'm just so happy I was able to get to, you know, spend that time with these amazingly talented girls and mentor them and kind of influence them and show them that there is, you know, there is a light at the end of the tunnel and that they're going into adulthood. So it was such an awesome experience to also, you know, help guide the moms as well to a more positive light. Just kidding. Anyway, please comment below and just let me know about some of your favorite moments on Dance Moms, and don't forget, as usual, to like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're notified every single time I upload a new video. Sending you all so much love and light as usual. Bye-bye.